Now we're going to have another guest speaker, Brother Phani, who is an alumnus of the Sathya Institute of Higher Learning, a very good Veda chanter, teaching and actively participating in Swami's mission. Brother Phani is going to talk on how to chant Vedam and his experiences. May I call upon Brother Phani, please? Thank you.
Sairam all. I offer my humble pranams at Bhagavan's lotus feet. First of all, I should say I am so blessed actually to be here, in the sense that in the midst of great people like Achita uncle, Muruga uncle, and Brother Sridhar, everyone actually I see, it's just inspiring me more, rather than actually, it's just inspiring me with the kids especially. More, because I'm a bit actually surprised, like at this young age you people started chanting, and you are and I always feel like I should have been at that particular stage when you were started learning. So yeah, with that feeling, happiness, I wanted to start by interacting with you, and I'll keep it very informal. I really don't like some formal things, okay? So please don't mind if it is not that formal. If it is your expectation, I'm just getting it below that, okay? First, Vedam, actually, how I got introduced to Vedam, and how I came into Swami's fold. I thought of actually doing like a good analogy with insurance, because I'm an insurance person, okay? I always see what is the coverage I have got, okay? What are the benefits I have got through this, okay? What are the terms and conditions I should do to follow this? And what are the exclusions, okay? So what is the coverage, okay? Swami's grace is my coverage, okay? Everyone's coverage, right? Okay. When I say myself, I see actually every one of you in me, okay? Let's start like that, because whenever I refer to myself, it's like everyone you should see in me, okay? For this particular 45 minutes, okay? Now, when I joined in 2005, I was not a devotee of Swami, actually. So I joined in 2005, okay, because someone said me that there is an free education which is being provided. We know Swami, okay? It is not that actually we don't know Swami. Through my father, I know Swami. And there can be a slight debate actually on this. Okay, yesterday I was talking about this because my mother would say like, I know much before about Swami than your father. But I would say like, I'll stick to the basics that I know Swami from my father. Okay, so saying that, when I joined, I know that Swami is a great human being. He's doing a lot of service. Okay, and I wanted to interact with Swami. That was the main source of yearning which I had, just to go near Swami and talk to Swami. And I was thinking, what are the avenues which are available for me to do that? And I felt actually like there were a couple of avenues which can be explored by myself. And among them was Vedam. Vedam was one among them. So then I saw actually a couple of my classmates also. They were already interacting with Swami through Vedam, and I got very interested. I didn't know much about Vedam before. Back in the family, we chant a little bit, some stotrams, some kind of a thing, but not completely as a formal education or something like that, like how you people are getting. That's why I said like, I'm very happy to see you in that position, starting right now. Okay, that's one of the blessings, I should say. Now, knowing this, okay, we used to have actually only one class per day, okay. So that put me off, because I know that knowing with one class or just learning with one class, I cannot reach to a stage where I can interact with Swami through Vedam. So then I actually started exploring what different ways I have got, okay. Then I was speaking to one of my teachers. They said like, oh, you can start learning bit more, okay, you can actually attend some special classes kind of a thing, okay. I don't know, like, I should have given a bit more context of how Vedam is taught in hostel. So every day we have a jam-packed schedule from morning 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, okay. And Vedam used to be that 15 or 20 minutes after bhajans, what was taught. So we used to think like, okay, that's the only avenue what we have got, so let's actually learn that time. And we used to learn it properly, like small suktam, starting with Narayana Suktam, Narayana Upanishad, we just started. But when we go to Perthi, people used to chant like all the Namakam, Chamakam and all these, which I didn't know by that time. And I was thinking like, okay, what should I do? So then I started interacting with my classmates. And one of my classmates was already chanting very well, and he was sitting and chanting actually in the Vedam group. I interacted with him and I asked him actually, oh, can I actually learn a bit more apart from just one class? Then he gave me an idea, I can teach you, okay. Then I said like, okay, then let's fix the time, like just after the lunch, okay, teach me for 20 minutes. Like that I have come into negotiation or agreements with a couple of people, around 4 of us. And I learned actually instead of one class, 4 classes, okay. This is the premium what I paid, okay. That's what I wanted to say. By interacting like this and learning a bit more advanced. I used to sit actually in that particular Vedam block somewhere at the end. Then I moved front actually by learning a bit more rapidly like this. Now, what benefits it had created is something which I wanted to share now. Uncle, can we have the first picture? So this is one thing which I wanted to say. This is the first benefit which I have got. I'll revolve around the year 2008. Okay. Yesterday, I was talking at one of the centers and I was saying like I divided my life into pre-2008 and post-2008. Okay. I'll start with this experience post-2008. What happened to me? 2008 was one very important year for me in the sense that I have got most number of physical chances in that particular year. Okay. Why am I saying that? Okay. Because I don't know, actually you will be knowing about Sahasra Chandra Darshan. Okay. So which happened in 2008. And Dashara 2008, and couple of these actually made me physically closer to Swami, okay. And one such experience was this. During this particular experience, I had a chance actually to go near Swami. After we finished Rudram chanting, Swami said, who all are the Vedam boys? Okay, I'll give a picture to them, okay. That was the main purpose. And we were chanting in Mandir, like in the Purna Chandra auditorium. Generally Vedam Dasara Yajna will happen for 7 days, right? So every one of us will get each opportunity to interact with Swami. So during that particular time, okay, I got one opportunity to interact with Swami, and Swami said, okay, all Vedam boys, okay, we can have a picture at my residence, okay. So when we went actually, so Swami interacted with us for good amount of time, asking like, okay, what all suktams you know, what do you chant, okay, which class are you studying, all these interactions we had. And then actually Swami told, okay, come, let's take a picture, okay. And that was the first interaction which I was having with Swami from Vedam point of view, okay. Now, having this interaction actually propelled me more, okay, thinking like, okay, I should learn more so that I can be a bit more closer to Swami. Then I started learning a bit more, okay. This was during Dasara 2008, and I joined the Vedam group actually a bit more officially onto that. But when I actually started interacting with Swami, and when he started saying those things like, okay, you need to understand the meaning of Vedam. You need to actually, this is one interaction where he told like chanting along with it, getting the meaning of Vedam is very important. Okay, so that one actually propelled me to think about what we are chanting and what is the intention of us chanting that. So these are the couple of benefits which I had got. I have got some add-on benefits also with that. I had some personal experience with Swami where when Swami actually interacts, it's in a different zone he can actually take you. He will not convey to others what's going on in your mind, but will convey to you that what's going on in your mind, I know that. Okay. For example, when during one of the days, it's 20th September 2008, Swami, it was Rudram chanting which is going on, and Namakam we finished, and Swami was actually asking, he was interacting with boys, and I was frantically trying to put my hand up, trying to grab attention of Swami so that actually he will talk to me. And he did not actually look at me for a long time. After 15 minutes, actually, he called me. And I remember actually how my thought process was. My thought process was actually a bit disturbed during the day, and I was actually a bit diverted onto different things which is happening in my life. And then I thought like, okay, I'm not paying good enough spiritual attention, okay, about what is happening. And this happened within me, right? Actually, no one knows about this. Then I went to darshan, we chanted, everything was good. But how Swami actually grabs this particular point and makes sure he conveys that to you. He was talking to me. He asked me the first question like, oh, which class are you studying? I said, Masters Mathematics, Swami. Oh, then I said like MSc, Swami. So then he said like, oh, not MRS. Okay. I didn't understand that time actually. So then I told like, okay, no, Swami, it is, I was trying to explain Swami saying that it is MSc, Swami, Masters Science Mathematics. Oh, okay. Then he asked actually a couple of Vedam boys just next to me, you know what is the meaning of MRS? Okay. Then they started laughing at it. I was thinking like these people are studying 12th class and 8th class, okay, who are along with me. How do they know actually the meaning of it, which I didn't know? Okay. Then, then he asked me again, okay, what is the meaning of MRS? I said like, I don't know, Swami. He said, Mrs. Okay. And he laughed at me. I didn't realize actually that time, but of course it was a clear joke, and then everybody was laughing at it. Then I started introspecting what is happening with me. I had some actually deviations with my thought process, and Swami identified and just told me that, okay, do not deviate and just focus on the things what you are doing. The other message which I got little later, okay, in one of the experiences where Swami was talking about Vedam in the college, okay, and he came to visit college back in 2008, and Rudram became so important because the Sahasrandra Darshan, Swami wanted students to chant, okay, along with the Ritviks, okay. So during one of the occasions, Swami came to college to interact with students as well as actually give message about how important the Rudram is. And he called again Vedam boys, and we were interacting with Swami. Suddenly, actually, he asked, okay, why do you think actually I am asking you, boys also to chant along with Ritviks? Okay, because I want you all to benefit with the function what is going to happen, because this is such an important occasion where Ritviks will obviously benefit, but along with that, if my boys are chanting, I'll be very happy and you can also benefit through that. And this message was taken very seriously in the hostel. So from morning 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I was telling you like, it's a busy packed schedule, right? In every part of the schedule, they introduced Vedam now, okay? In the sense that morning 5 o'clock to 5:30, we used to have music. That music was out. Now it is just actually Vedam, Rudram. Okay, even if we wanted a leave, okay, let's say from my warden, I need to request and say like, I wanted a permission to go somewhere. He says, chant 10th Anuvaka of Rudram, then I'll give you leave, okay. So it used to be that frantic because of the importance what Swami used to give. But we didn't understand actually why that importance was given. Again in November, before actually the November 15th and 17th, before the event, Swami once said actually like, okay, get all the Vedam boys into the bhajan hall, okay, so that I'll interact with them and I wanted to give them something. So we all were excited, okay, we thought actually Swami is going to come. But Swami was physically not that well that day. So from morning 8 o'clock, we were waiting, okay. And 8 o'clock has passed, 8:45, 9 o'clock, 9:30. And it became so that actually 11 o'clock, Swami did not come. But we were waiting in the bhajan hall, actually. But we were under the impression that when Swami promises something, he will just stand by it. So that's why we are actually waiting for that particular time. 11:45, he came from his residence directly into bhajan hall. And then he started interacting. We can see actually he is not physically well, but his determination actually kept us also and kept him also going there. After the interaction happened, then he said, okay, you need to wear these dhotis, okay, what I am giving for the event, so that actually we can look at the same color and same thing along with the Ritviks. And he said this, and he started distributing the dhotis to all of us. Once the distribution happened, we said like, thank you, Swami. Okay. Swami said like, no, don't thank me. It is your right to get this, and it is my duty to give this. So even the smaller aspects of giving something, he used to actually does not attach any of the gratitudes to it. He used to always ensure that this used to happen in such a way that it is an equation which is always ensuring that we are benefiting through that particular thing in a right way. So that's one particular piece which really attracted me towards Swami. Then I used to think like, okay, are these the only things? Okay, I'm interacting with Swami. We are very happy. So what else do you think actually the Vedam will provide? I'll actually tell one personal experience which happened just with as small as a driving license thing. So I wanted to get a driving license. And I thought like, okay, driving license, okay, I failed for the first time and I thought like, okay, it's not going to work. And one of the most loved suktams from my side was Bhavya Suktam. So then I thought like I require a bit of a luck and I wanted to experiment that. And I chanted Bhavya Suktam and I went for the driving license. And that particular day, it just worked out to be, my luck has favored through the Bhavya Suktam. So I thought like, okay, Bhavya Suktam did play a lot of a big role, I should say, actually into getting that. So I started believing that Vedam can be applied only for as small as occasions as license to. Okay, so that's one thing which I learned through Vedam. So with respect to other aspects, what I wanted to cover, okay. Vedam, chanting Vedam by mere intonations does not suffice. The entire meaning of that particular thing will not be obtained just by chanting. We need to understand and we need to ensure that we get the meaning as well as the right intonations onto it. Because Swami used to stress this particular thing. I remember actually in one of the interactions where we were talking about, Swami actually asked us to chant Namakam. And then we finished Namakam and we started doing Chamakam. And we have got actually some of the intonations wrong. So Swami actually called us and he said like, okay, you're getting this intonations wrong. Okay, you need to actually correct this. And he used to correct personally couple of things because we were teaching other people too. Okay, so he said like the importance of getting the intonations right before teaching to people is also something which you need to focus upon. So that's one thing which really attracted me, that he can go as minute as to the details where he can point out to small intonation mistakes too. Okay. I wanted to actually narrate a bit more on my personal experiences too, like how Vedam can really benefit, okay, from personal point of view too. Okay. So I used to I got a very good opportunity to sit in a particular Vedam block, and I used to interact with Swami for a couple of things. And then suddenly one day he called me and he asked me actually, okay, tomorrow there is something, a function we are calling guests. You need to actually arrange Yajur Mandir, actually one particular hall, and design that so that actually we can have the function there. So a couple of boys were called. And then I was part of that particular thing. And we actually finished the decoration piece. And then we were checking with Swami like whether it is okay or not. Swami actually made a couple of changes, okay, with respect to the program. And we thought like, okay, this particular changes is not actually happening in the way what we wanted, because we didn't have that adequate material to make that change. So Swami said like, no, just make this particular changes so that it looks more better. So the next day when the function happened, we tried to make the changes according to what Swami wanted. And once we saw in the morning, the decoration actually, according to Swami's changes, looked much better than what we had before. So that was one thing which amused us, like how much detail he knows on each and every part of the designs, what he can do with respect to a small function where it's just a small design kind of a thing. So what I felt was actually like we need to see actually Swami from different angles. One thing is basically physically what we are seeing, and what we actually know about Swami through Vedam, okay, considering him as a god, and then seeing actually like what he can achieve just through being God, but acting as human being, and yet achieving everything possible. So these three aspects just amused me about Swami, and needless to say, I became devotee little. So once I, through the path actually when he started, then I really believed that he is God, not just the human being, and he became later my Veda Purusha, because he just bestowed everything on us. Needless to say, with small, minutest things to the largest of largest in my life. So that's one thing which I thought actually I'll share with you people. The experience which I was telling when Swami was interacting, there is a video where we can see what Swami has interacted. So this is just after the chanting. So Swami called and he was asking, what is, which class are you studying? The same experience which I was telling, and you can see the other boys, okay, they are also my Vedam mates. They were laughing at me. I didn't understand why they are doing that. But later I understood that Swami was asking about the MRS piece, and they understood, and I didn't understand that time. So yeah, so I have got actually some interactions like this, but if you want me to say one thing, Vedam had given me many interactions than any other things actually. It may be a small thing like this, or it may be actually major important decisions in my life. Everything actually, like Swami ensured that he just communicated that, and all this happened only because that I have that yearning to go near Swami, and that happened through Vedam for me here. Thank you for giving this opportunity to me. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brother Phani. Today we are fortunate to have our Nation Devotional Wing Coordinator, Uncle Rajesh, who has travelled all the way from Adelaide to address on his experience and the importance of Vedam in our daily lives. Also, Uncle Rajesh, not only does he teach Vedam to students online, but has also been hosting the Sai Vedavani national program on every Saturdays. It is very much appreciated that you have actually come to our invitation with your busy schedule to join today's program. Uncle Rajesh, please take it.
Thank you. My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan. Om Shri Sairam. How privileged are we, how blessed we are to be in this place where we are hearing experiences like the Bhagwan itself making some corrections to the chanting. How fortunate we are. There is some synergy between Veda V and Victoria as well. Because in many instances, I heard Brother Sridhar was saying 5 years back there was a Veda conference here. Be it the chanting of young children in the Vedavani program, or be it workshops like this. I just want to cover a few things and few of my personal experiences, how ignorant I was not knowing Vedas 20 years back. I started off my journey being a devotee of Bhagwan from early 90s, and for a good 18-20 years was doing a lot of service activities, but never had the opportunity to learn or do anything. It so happened that we went on a pilgrimage in 2009 from Singapore to do a drama with about 500 people, about 300 SSC students and 200 parents. We went there to do an offering known as a bank balance drama, where it says the importance is to have spiritual balance in your account and not any of the money or physical or any of the other unwanted needs, basically. So we went on a 10 days pilgrimage, and we were hoping that Bhagwan would grace us to perform the drama. We started off on 1st of December. 6-7 days, Swami didn't even give any indication whether we'll be performing or not. We were getting so tensed, all the people, children, everybody was getting restless, few of them fell sick. It was almost like December 7th, we were literally giving up hope. When I was sitting in the front and I had the brochure of the drama, what we were supposed to do, and Bhagwan came and had a short interaction with me where I explained to him what we are up to, and Swami, please give us the opportunity to perform. He smiled at me, bless me. I thought he's going to give us, he said, okay. He went to the stage, didn't say anything, and went off actually on that day as well. So the 7 days consecutively, 1 week was full of disappointments. We came back, we decided that the only way to please the Lord is to pray or do meditation, whatever it is. We went to the big shed, all of us got together, including the children, and decided to do 108 Gayatris. And we were hoping, we were so loud that Swami will hear in his residence. And we completed it, went off to bed that day, hoping that Swami will bless us the next day. Unfortunately, on the 8th morning, Swami didn't come for darshan at all, as usual. So there was the disappointment was even greater. But in the evening, he came, and there was a different group performing. He suddenly stopped, asked them to stop it, went off, but while going, he informed Brother Chakravarti saying that Singapore will be performing the following day. So that is the power of our universal Gayatri mantra. We all know that Bhagwan has his own plan and all his ways of getting things done. We finished off all the pilgrimage back, and a couple of sisters said, Swami has asked them to propagate Vedas. I was no way interested, but my wife was pushing me. A couple of people were saying, is this the right way to, ladies should not be chanting, and all those what Brother Sridhar was saying. And I just have this message or a quote from Swami, where when one devotee asked whether women can chant the Vedas, and I quote, the patron deities Saraswati of education, Lakshmi of wealth, and Parvati of wisdom are all women. Therefore, it is unbelievable that women have no right to spiritual discipline, leading to merger with Brahman and to the final emancipation from bondage. What Swami was trying to say, from what I interpret, is there was in those days rishis and other people who were not able to propagate. Unlike the network or the media or the coverage we have today, they were not able to propagate. I was talking to one of the senior devotees, and he explained to me the reason those days they restricted only men should chant and ladies should not be chanting and all those it was the main livelihood for men, not to go to the fields but to chant Vedam and Rudram and then collect the grains or whatever rice and come back and pass it on for the house to keep the household running. And if the woman does that, their work will be as... So he was just saying it's as simple as that, brother, there is no restriction. And he quoted that Bhagwan himself has said that anybody can chant. So my wife took this as an opportunity and was insisting me that we all should learn Vedam. And there is opportunity. Singapore group is going to chant. Sister Padma Shri, as most of you know, is going to start the group in March. It was in 2010. I said, I will do it once I retire. Like my father, when he retired at the age of 60, he started learning Vedam. I said, I'll have another good 20 years. I'll do other Swami's activities, but I'm not going to learn Vedam at the moment. You all can carry on. In Singapore, as part of SSC, we had this Sai curricular activities where they started teaching Vedam. And both of my boys and my wife Deepa were very fortunate to be part of that, and they started doing it. So 1 month passed. And in the first month, after every month, once they finish, they have an assembly where they come and chant it. And so I went there only for the assembly. And I was seeing that my boys were chanting Ganapati Adharvasisham. I didn't even know what the chant was, honestly. I was feeling very ashamed. I came back. Then I said, let me think it over. Give me another opportunity. Let me think it over. Next week also, I didn't want to join. But I was feeling a bit home alone. So I turned on the TV, and unfortunately, the Home Alone movie was going on there. So that was an indication, probably, I thought, from Swami saying that, okay, maybe you should probably go and learn Vedam as well. So I joined. Well, it was only probably a month later, in April, I joined midway, and I started learning it. So it was a very, very delayed start for me. But I still remember it was in 2009 that we had the 2020 World Cup and all and few other things. So mine, even though it was a delayed start, I was very, very fortunate to listen and learn myself, mainly all the Suktams and Rudrams in a matter of 6 to 8 months. So that was the kind of blessing we had from Bhagwan. There's so many opportunities. Unfortunately, we didn't have people like Brother Achyuta or Uncle Muruga those days. We had to learn it the very hard way. But how fortunate are we, these young children, especially I see today, Tiana, Akshaya, there's all those people chanting in Vedavani, how fortunate they are to learn. And how Global Council has set up this platform for you all to come and learn small slokas, everything. So we are really indeed very, very fortunate. So we learned all and we wanted to, in 2010 in December, we wanted to offer it to Bhagwan. So we wanted to go there, and we had also planned for the Upanayanam of my elder son. So we wanted to go there, get Swami's blessings as well, and then chant if possible, sitting in Kulwant Hall. Unfortunately, a couple of days before the Upanayanam, we had a shocking news that my father-in-law was unwell. He had a 99% block, and he needs to undergo a bypass surgery immediately. And it has to be done within 4-5 days, and there were 3 units of blood needed urgently. So we only had a matter of 3-4 days to arrange for it, and we were looking at all avenues to do this. The only choice we had was my cousin was a member in Sundaram, and he said on Sundays we have the bhajans. After the bhajans, we will announce, and normally we have a blood bank within Sundaram group, so few people may turn up, they may be willing to donate blood. So it was announced on Sunday after the bhajans. The surgery was fixed for Wednesday. Entire Monday, entire Tuesday, nobody called up the blood bank, nobody registered, nothing. Tuesday evening, Deepa and myself decided that we will do Ekadasha Rudram at home, only just 2 of us. Let's pray, let's leave it to Swami. 2 of my cousins were very fortunate. They said they will come and give, but the 3rd one was missing. So we were really hoping that someone would be able to come and give it. Wednesday morning was the surgery. 2 of my cousins came and they donated the blood. The 3rd person didn't turn up. Nobody turned up. Nobody called me. Even though I gave the number, nobody called me. Nobody turned up. So the blood bank people asked me to go and pay up the money so that they can prepare for the surgery and all that stuff. So I did all that and came back to them to show them that I've paid the money. And they said, one more person came and gave the blood and he has just gone up. I think he is not far off and he should be calling you. True to my surprise, 5 minutes later, I got a call in my mobile and this person said, I'm waiting at the reception. I've just finished the blood. I have to go urgently because I didn't have anything from morning. I ran up to the reception and he showed me this is the letter. Normally whenever we donate blood in from Sundaram, the group, we normally ask the person, whoever it is, to sign. Can you please sign this? And I saw the name. It was written as Satya Narayana Raju. How fortunate, Swami takes care of all these things. It's a beautiful thing which I'll never forget it. First of all, I know there was a delay, but even if there is a delay, it will happen. That's how profound, and it's all because of the Rudram or Ekadasha Rudram we did it the previous day. So we are very, very blessed to have this, and there was 3 things which I think as everybody covered, 3 important things, the impact of Vedas. One is, as we said, the sound. It has to be the right intonations, right. How do you think? It's all sound energy. Like somebody, I think Akshay or Rajesh was saying that when the child goes to sleep, we do the lullaby. It's only a sound. How does the child knows it? It's only a sound that makes it to sleep. Similarly, all these vibrations, everything is all sound energy. It's going to trigger your positive energy, the vibes. Not only the place or the chanter who does it, but it's also the whole place or the whole universe gets the positive vibrations. So we are very, very fortunate to do this. And Bhagavan has kept us saying that the person who do not chant Vedas are very unfortunate. People who know but do not chant are also unfortunate. And people who know but who don't teach as well, they are the biggest thief. And let's not be the thief. So let's first learn, let's then, teach as well, propagate the Vedas as much as possible. So I was very fortunate when Uncle Professor Anil Kumar came to Singapore, and I happened to be the MC, and he gave a 5 hours continuous non-stop talk. And his energy level from the start, Om Shri Sairam, and the end Om Shri Sairam will still be the same, his energy level. In between, he will start singing a bhajan, he will start dancing, everything, but his energy level will still be, and he didn't even have a glass of water actually. So after all the thing is finished, I asked him, the brother, how is that you are able to maintain that energy level? So he says, there are few things here first. When you sing the bhajans, he says, Hridaya Mandir me Aavo Swami, it can be sung differently. Hridaya Mandir me Aavo Swami, you can just say it like that. Do you think Swami will come? What if you chant it in a higher way with all the energy? Hridaya Mandir me Aavo Swami, Swami will definitely come. So he says, once he comes, the energy level will never go down. Once he comes into your heart, once you are willing to operate. So he also went on to say a beautiful, in the Namakam, the second Anuvaka, the same thing happens. He was quoting that as well. He says, there's the ending in the second Anuvaka. He says, Uchair Goshaya Krandayate Patinam Pataye Kritsnavita Yadavate Satvanam Pataye Namaha, which means Uchair Goshaya, scream with all possible Gosha. Reach out to the Lord, reach out to Him. And the Lord will ever come definitely running. When you scream out, whatever may be the instances, He says, the problem you have in life may be as small as a mustard seed. You throw a mustard seed into this room, you won't be able to find it. For Swami, that problem may be as small as a mustard seed, but if you still scream loud, Uchair Goshaya Krandayate Patinam, the Lord will ever come running to you. That's the beautiful message he said, The second thing is importance of meaning, as we all have been covering. And I found this funny, but Swami says, mere chanting of the mantras without knowing their meaning is like a horse carrying a load of sandalwood pieces on its back without experiencing the fragrance. Today, like that horse, we are carrying the load of the mantras without experiencing the fragrance of their meaning. If we are able to know the meaning, we will be able to visualize the form behind the particular mantra. One has to chant the Veda mantras at least by knowing a little meaning. Chanting with focus on the meaning thus calms and clears the mind and actually rejuvenates it. You might notice sometimes your mind is much clearer and your attention more focused after chanting. Every word that we utter and every thought we think is subtle impression on the mind, and so the words and sounds that we listen to and absorb. So Swami has said, do everything, chant with meaning, learn whatever we do. If we don't know the meaning, there is no point. Or if we know the meaning, it is almost as equivalent as doing a meditation. Knowing and chanting has got a greater benefits than normal chanting. So that is the importance of meaning. The last bit of it is the feelings. So whenever we chant, our body resonates, and we do have a lot of, you may start the day with probably good vibes, but sometimes there are days where you're cross. And so it happens to me, one experience is, it was in 2017 after Swami left the physical form. During the Navratri period, my wife came and said, we will have a Navratri Bhajans. It will be on a Saturday that week. And on Thursday, when I did my normal prayers, she was saying, we are so blessed by Bhagavan to give all this. But one thing which Bhagavan didn't give us was an orange robe. I gave her my usual jnana. I said, you will never have content in life. Swami has given us so many things, healing on desire, everything. And you are asking again for an orange robe. Swami has blessed us, given padukas, everything. What else you want in life? I gave her the usual jnana. And she said, okay, is it okay if you can stay back? We will do Purusha Suktam and Sri Suktam. I said, no, I'm getting late to office. Let us do it in the evening. Evening on Thursdays, we have bhajans at home. So I said, instead of Rudra, maybe we'll do Purusha Suktam and Sri Suktam. And I ignored her that she's asking for the orange robe. It was on a Thursday. Evening, we chanted Purusha Suktam and Shri Suktam. Our bhajans all finished. Friday morning, I dropped her in office. I went to my office. And within 10-15 minutes, she is calling me and she was crying. I said, "Are you okay? What happened?" Then she said, "There is Uncle Param who called me and said, Swami came in the dream last night. And he said he's having an orange robe for many years, almost 15-20 years. He wanted to give it to us." I thought something is wrong with her. I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." She said, No, yes, Uncle Param only called. You should maybe speak to him." Then I thought, no, I kept the phone. I thought, no, something she is talking out of, incoherence or whatever. I didn't take it seriously, but I was also curious. So I called Uncle Param. So he said, yes, Rajesh, Swami came in the dream and said that, I have this robe for nearly 20 years. I got it from another devotee who got it from Swami. She passed away 15 years back. So it's like 35 years this orange robe is. When you come, can you bring a bigger car? I said, for orange robe, why uncle, why do you need a bigger car? He said, no. I have a chair which I bought it for that, which I have been having for 20 years. I also have a small stool where Swami can keep the paduka. I have a bucket which I use to wash the robes. I have a mug where I wash the handkerchief. I want to give everything to you. I want to give. Then I said, okay, but why today? He says, no, Swami said, I don't need it. And he went on to explain what was there inside that orange robe, Swami's body. It's not there now. It's like a flute which is vacuum inside. So he says, I have gone beyond all that. I don't want this robe. And Swami has said, this is the best family to take care of it. So you please come and take it. Such was the power of, I don't know whether it was really the previous day, Sri Suktam or Purushuktam, or I don't know whether seriously the Deepa asked for it. So we are blessed really. So if you really know the meaning, the Lord will definitely come and share. So brothers and sisters, we have such a beautiful platform. We want to encourage, propagate Vedas, take it to the next level. If you are not in that journey, you are very, very unfortunate, but I'm sure you all will participate. Even those who don't know, it's not too late. As part of the centenary celebrations, in fact, Brother Sridhar and all, we are planning to see how within the next 1 or 2 years, how we can learn Vedam, everyone, and go and chant as a group. That should be our way, and that's the best offering we can do for our Bhagwan. Thank you again so much for this opportunity. It was nice seeing you all, blessed to be here, and Om Shri Sairam.
Thank you very much, Uncle Rajesh. And once again, now we're going to have a presentation by Sister Bhavya, who is another active member learning and chanting Vedam in Sai Vedavani program. She knows all what Muruga Uncle knows. She's such a fast learner and a very good chanter. May I call upon Sister Bhavya. Thank you.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Swami. Sairam everyone. I would like to thank Swami for this opportunity to speak today on the purpose of chanting the Vedas. I will aim to take you all on a short journey through this aspect of the Vedas. The obvious answer as to why it is important to learn and chant Vedas is that God Himself has stressed that everyone, without discrimination, should immerse themselves in this. When Swami has provided us the instruction manual of life and has showed us that Vedas are a vital part of it, there is no need for any further questioning. But alas, to reach the 10-minute mark given to me, I will be breaking it down comprehensively. The Vedas are Paurusham, which means they have not been written by anyone. They were received as divine sounds by great Maharishis, who sought answers to the many questions they had. It was then passed on to subsequent generations, and now we have the great fortune of learning, chanting, and immersing ourselves in them. We shall now explore what Swami has said is the true importance and purpose of chanting the Vedas. I would first like to chant a short verse from the Surya Upanishad, which relates to the purpose of the Vedas in regards to why chanting the Vedas provides us the meaning and purpose of life, and what Swami has said about this. Om Ata Surya Tarvangirasam Vyakyasyamaha Brahma Rishihi Gayatri Chandaha Adityo Devata Hamsasohamagni Narayana Yuktam Bijam Hrilleka Shaktihi Vyadadi Sarga Samyuktam Kilakam Chaturvidha Purushartha Siddhyarte Viniyogaha. In this last line, Chaturvidha Purushartha Siddhyarte Viniyogaha, it means the objective is to attain the 4 goals of human life: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. In relation to this, Swami has explained that among the 4 goals of human life, Artha and Kama, wealth and desire, are like a train, while Dharma and Moksha, righteousness and liberation, are like the rails. If the train has to run successfully, it should firmly stay on the rails at all times. Similarly, human pursuit of wealth and desires should be based on righteousness and with the goal of liberation in mind. According to Swami's teachings, the purpose of the Vedas is to guide the individuals on the path of righteousness and spiritual enlightenment. They teach us about the nature of the self, the ultimate reality of the universe, and the path to liberation from the cycle of birth and death. By following the teachings of the Vedas, individuals can cultivate love, compassion, and selflessness, and ultimately achieve union with the divine. Swami has explained that because of the recent decline in the chanting of Vedas, the world today is faced with prevalent instances of wickedness, troubles, and turmoil. For example, as more people start chanting, the holistic energy of the world will sway towards positivity, dharma, and thus divinity. The prevalence and severity of calamitous events would decrease. Swami, that Adarsh has also explained, but I'll repeat it, with a beautiful analogy has explained that even if you cannot chant the Vedas, if you only listen to the sounds with devotion, they will elevate you to a higher level. Though the child does not know the meaning of the lullaby sung by the mother, it is induced to sleep hearing the tune. Similarly, listening to the chanting of the Veda with undivided attention will give you immense benefits. The hymns of the Vedas constitute the cosmic sound, Nada Brahman, which is highly potent. If the Vedas withhold such benefits and power, why are people hesitating to learn such divine mantras? Why are people dodging such a great chance that Swami has given us to reach peace, joy, and prosperity so easily? This is a question we should all delve into and really reflect on this with gratitude to Swami, who has given us this opportunity in our lives, especially the younger members like me, who have gotten the opportunity to start this journey from such a young age. I now would like to share a personal experience. Back in 2019, during a match of soccer, I twisted my knee in a weird angle, causing it to swell up. Amma rushed and took me to emergency. When we got there, they examined my knee, said everything was fine, and that it was possibly just a sprain. After a few days of recovery, the swelling had not gone down, and we were advised to go get an MRI to see what was going on. We got the results, and unfortunately my left ACL was completely ruptured. This meant only surgery could heal it. We visited a physio and an orthopedic surgeon, and they both agreed that it was indeed a complete rupture. In my rehab period, all I did was chant and chant. Because of COVID and lockdown, it gave me a bigger chance to chant whenever I could, including the duration and in between my online classes. I chanted Vedas and sang bhajans all throughout my rehabilitation period, as this was my way of forgetting the pain and the situation at hand, and also, in turn, getting closer to Swami. One time at Vanita Auntie's house, for everyone that knows her, when I was chanting Vedam, I was sitting on the chair and asking Swami, why did it have to be me? Why did this happen in the first place? Before I could ask anything else, I felt a tingling sensation in my left knee. After that, I felt reassured that everything would be fine, and I just had to get through it by strengthening the muscles around my knee. After a year's worth of healing, we went for a checkup in 2020 to see how my knee was progressing. They examined my knee, looked at the MRI, and were very confused. Now in this time, we hadn't taken another MRI, and it was the same one from the previous year, which had the clear rupture in it. After doing examinations, looking at the MRI, and doing even more examinations, they concluded that there was absolutely no tear at all. It was completely fine. Even the MRI showed no sign of any tear anywhere. We were so shocked that we booked another checkup another year later for a second opinion. Surely enough, after examinations and looking at the MRI, absolutely no tear was to be found, and my left knee actually felt stronger than that of my right knee. I contemplated this incident on the ride home and many days after that. I'm still thinking about it now, and I know through chanting the Vedas, absorbing its vibrations and power, and immersing myself in Namasmarana, Swami took care of the situation, healed my knee, just like we all wished, with no surgery in the end. Additionally, it is said that Vedic chanting stimulates the body cells, and as you just heard, it also heals. When we focus on the meaning, the chanting nourishes the intellect, and when we chant with feeling, our emotions are revitalized. In addition to the person who chants, Vedic chanting also has a beneficial impact on the listeners, the place, and the entire environment. Chanting and listening to Vedic hymns creates sound vibrations that influence us totally, our body, mind, and emotions, head, heart, and hands. The body's inclination is to be in harmony with itself. When this natural rhythm and harmony is disrupted in the body, disease and disorders arise. However, when the vibrations of chanting resonates within our bodies, the cells themselves respond. They resonate with the pure vibration of the mantras so that harmony can be restored. I am sure we have all experienced this when we are doing Ekadasha Rudram or even simple chanting in the midst of our homes. Have you all felt that warmth after chanting? Have you all attained immense peace after concluding your chants? This is due to the great positive energy that comes from chanting Vedas. I would now like to chant another mantra, which I'm quite sure you are all aware of. This mantra, Purnamadam Purnamidam, states the purpose of the Vedas in a short and simple way. For whoever knows it, please chant along with me. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The overall meaning of this is centered around the concept of wholeness and completeness. It emphasizes that the ultimate reality, Brahman, is whole and perfect. It further states that the manifest world, including everything we perceive and experience, is also an expression of that same wholeness. The mantra's emphasis on wholeness aligns with the purpose of the Vedas by encouraging individuals to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. It prompts contemplation on the nature of reality and the underlying unity that exists beyond apparent diversity. Is this not what the Vedas teaches us all about? To everyone seated here today who wants to learn the Vedas, please do not feel it is too hard or you're too young or too old to learn. These hymns have been preserved, and now you are getting the chance to bring more positivity into your lives. You are all here for a reason, and that is to attain the benefits from chanting. When I was younger, sitting there and learning to chant was hard for me at the start, as I would become restless after some time. However, after an increase of practicing, listening, and chanting, I could really see the positive benefits in my life starting to unfold. I would like to thank Muruga uncle and Achyuta uncle for being there from the start of my journey since I was very small. And I would like to thank Amma for taking me to the temple, and because if you didn't, then I wouldn't have started to learn. And I would like to thank Swami for giving this opportunity in my life. I would like to leave you all with a message that I actually discovered whilst researching this topic. The term Upanishad, which Swami has said comes to us solely for the purpose of leading man to God, has a beautiful meaning. Upa means near or having close proximity to, Ni means down, and Shad means to sit. Altogether, it means to sit in close proximity to God. There is no higher purpose than that. Om Shri Sairam.
Thank you very much, Sister Bhavya. Next is a presentation by Sister Prathayini. She is one of our Vedic family members learning and chanting Vedam in Sai Vedavani's programs. And she's also a very good chanter. And more till I hear that her grandfather, Muruga, is so scared to chant with her because she'll pick on him if he slips on intonations. She's very sharp, and she will speak on the importance of Veda Poshanam in Swami's mission. May I call upon Sister Prathayini. Thank you.
Om Sairam, my humble pronouns to our Lord Swami. Respected elders, uncles, aunties, brothers and sisters, Sairam to you all. The comment made by Adhyana is true. I do pick on my grandfather for the intonations. They're not wrong. But without him, I would not be here today or be who I am. So I would like to thank you for that. The topic today for me is importance of Veda Poshanam in Bhagavan's mission. So a question I would like to ask you all is, why is Veda Poshanam important and should be nurtured? I would like to share with you 3 quotes that really resonate with me from the Bhagavad Gita. So the first quote is the Creator. Having in the beginning of the creation created mankind together with sacrifices. Said by this shall you prosper. Let this milch cow of your desire. So for those of you who don't know what milch cow is, it is a divine cow, also known as Kamadhenu, which gives all desired objects. Another quote I would like to share is, with this you do nourish the gods, and may those devas nourish you. Thus nourishing one another, you shall attain the highest good. The last quote I would like to share with you is, the devas, nourished by the sacrifice, will give you the desired objects. Indeed, he who enjoys objects given by the devas without offering in return to them is verily a thief. So, a question you might be asking yourself is, who are these devas? Well, they are nature's forces ranging from earth, fire, water, wind, and even the rain god. So back in those days, by performing yajnas, they secured the regular rain. As a result, they had the prosperity. If there is no rain, no food, as well as no water, the survival of any being is rarely limited, almost impossible. Therefore, for the welfare of the nations, yajnas plays a vital role, as the prosperities of one's nation is dependent on this. Without Vedas, yajnas won't be possible. Therefore, Veda Poshanam is essential. A quotation I would like to share from Swami is that the environment and the elements should be pure to ensure purity of heart. The cause of this pollution lies nowhere else except in our own actions. Whatever words we utter spread to the entire atmosphere. We can purify the atmosphere of the world by chanting the Vedas and singing the glory of God. In this present day, all 5 elements have been polluted. This is another reason for why our Swami has wanted us to learn Vedas and chant, as we can purify the surroundings to make it a better place. Furthermore, for our happiness, as well as living a healthy lifestyle, the purity of these elements are crucial. Also, Vedas are the backbone of our life and culture. It gives us our identity and leads us towards the goal of life. Without Vedas, there is no Bharatiya culture, which is also known as our identity. So, how many of us are prepared to lose our identity, our culture? Can we be proud and happy to be without our priceless, unique identity? No, right? So, then, this leads to the question, what is our role? Our role is to preserve Vedas, nurture the Vedas, as we should not lose our Vedic culture. Now, what do we mean by culture? Well, culture is an indivisible, characteristic of a human society. Culture is the mirror which reflects the lifestyles, food practices, spiritual practices, festivals, attitudes of people, literature, art, architecture, and knowledge of many more things of a specific community. The religion and the culture of the Bharatiyas are rooted in the Vedas, as most of us would know. Till date, their worship, sacrifices, rites, and attitudes are influenced by the Vedas. So, let us now see how Vedas have molded this community. The fundamental principles governing human life and destiny are contained in the Vedas. It paves the path to lead a happy and prosperous life here and hereafter. So how do Vedas pave the path for a happy life? Well, by laying down moral codes to be adopted by man in the 4 stages of life. What are the 4 stages? The 4 stages are Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. In translation, this means before marriage, so the bachelor's period, married life, self-isolation, and detachment. It teaches us all the human values we learn, such as speak the truth, practice dharma. So this means do not neglect the study of Vedas. When entering the householder's life and seeing that the line of progeny is not cut off. Do not neglect personal welfare. Do not neglect prosperity. Do not neglect the study and the teachings of Vedas. And do not neglect your duties to the gods and the mains who are departed souls. Treat your mother as God, treat your father as God, treat your teacher as God, treat your guests as God. All these values are central from the Vedas. In short, Vedas molded by laying down disciplines to be followed for a happy and cohesive life in society. We are gradually losing these values, and as a result, facing the consequence of losing peace in families, communities, and wider society. Accumulation of materials is not the purpose of life. Vedas set the goal for the life of man. With the negligence of Vedas, we set our own goal and lose ourselves in the pursuit of material pleasures without peace in mind. So, if we take celebrations of a householder from the day a baby is conceived in a mother's womb till he dies, there will be celebrations for the welfare and the spiritual elevations of that soul. These are based on Vedic injunctions. Nowadays, valuable practices are declining due to modern influences. So I'm just going to share with you a couple slides. So this is the naming ceremony given to the baby. So this is the ceremony of shaving a baby's hair. Initiation to world of learning and the thread-wearing ceremony. The wedding ceremony. A 60th birthday celebrated by like a yajna or a puja. And offerings to departed souls. So these are all celebrations. And these are the practices that are diminishing from our lives. Each one has their own individual significance. If we take spiritual festivals like Dasara, Navaratri, Rama Navami, Krishna Jayanti, Vinayaka Chaturthi, Diwali, Shivaratri, all these practices are based on scriptures and Puranas to promote spiritual disciplines and growth in the society. Whatever celebrations we have nowadays are all from scriptures and Puranas, which portray the Vedic wisdom. If we take the other field of knowledge, such as medicine, architecture, astrology, they all developed from the Vedic period. The origin of Ayurveda is attributed to Atharva Veda, where there has been treatments for many diseases. Ayurveda is the traditional medicine practiced from Vedic period in the Indian subcontinent. Indian science of architecture has its origin in Sthapatya Veda. Sthapatya Veda is also called Shilpa Veda. This is an Upaveda, a supplementary branch of the Atharva Veda. Sthapatya Veda deals with planning, designing, and constructions of temples, houses, and villages and cities. One of the Upavedas, called Gandharva Veda, is influenced by the development of our arts, music, and other entertainment in Bharat. In this manner, the Vedic knowledge permeated each and every field of this Bharatiya culture from ancient time. Because of other influences came the decline of our Vedic culture, and for this reason, only our beloved Bhagavan incarnated as an avatar to re-establish the Vedas. I am sure now we understand why Vedas need to be nurtured and protected. Now it's clear why Veda Poshanam in Swami's mission is important. Our negligence will lead to the loss of this rich heritage. Are we happy to let go of this identity? I myself am so proud to be a part of my culture. I feel so lucky to be in it. Without Veda, we will not have our cultural identity. And let us all join together and protect this rich heritage as one. I would like to thank Swami for this opportunity today. I would like to thank you all for giving me your time, and I'd like to thank my Hain uncle, my grandfather, and my family for helping me in my journey of Vedas. Jai Sairam to you all.
Thank you very much, Sister Prathayini. Now it's my turn to speak. So for those that don't know who I am, my name is Athi, or Brother Athi, and I've been involved in learning and chanting Vedam inside Vedavani. So respected elders, uncles, aunties, brothers and sisters. My topic today is positive sound vibration and its effects. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. This is said by Nikola Tesla. Everything in life is vibration, which is said by Albert Einstein. So everything in life is a vibration. But our ancient rishis and sages understood the power of sound, its vibration and effects, the connection between sound vibration and cosmos for thousands of years. How many of us are aware that the entire cosmos is in constant vibration? From the tiny atom to the vast galaxies, all are in motion with rhythm at different frequencies. Vibrations are a kind of rhythm. Rhythm means that which is repeated at regular intervals. It happens in a grand scale, like planetary movements, seasonal changes, tidal patterns, blooming of trees, day and night, and similar activities we witness in our everyday lives. Each activity has its own rhythm. If we look at another level, vibration of a heartbeat, breathing, cell division, and many more activities are also happening within our body without our awareness. But there is still much smaller vibrations happening inside each one of our cells. The molecules of all existing objects vibrate constantly and rhythmically at their characteristic rate, which we are not aware of. This is called molecular vibration. Our body is composed of energy-producing particles, each of which is in constant vibration or motion. Like everything else in the universe, we are vibrating and hence creating energy fields around us. But we are not aware of this secret because of our busy lives. We are fully absorbed in our mundane lives and have no time to think of the other side of life. In reality, we are a living energy field, creating and influencing our surrounding with our energy field unconsciously. At home, we create our own energy field and induce the same to our family members so that they can also vibrate at the same frequency. This we always experience in our day-to-day lives. Emanating thoughts are vibration, and uttering words are also vibration, which can affect the surroundings. In which atmosphere we live depends fully in our own hands. Swami says, today's pollution of the 5 elements are caused fundamentally by our own thoughts. This energy field of ours could be changed or managed by our own thoughts, words, or deeds. So how do vibrational mantras work for us? First, let us seek an answer to the question, what sustains our existence? It is the prana, or the life force, which fill the entire cosmos, activate our bodies. Not only does it sustain our life, but also the entire universe is activated by that Maha Shakti. Our own health system fully rely on this pranic flow inside the body. This flow of prana happens rhythmically with our own breath, producing the sound soham, which we'll be able to hear in silence. To balance and regulate the flow of this prana in the body, there exist certain energy centers within. The chanting of mantras is aimed at inducing the desirable frequencies at the energy centers to harmonize them, thus regulating the pranic flow within the body. Different frequencies of sound have different effects on the particles or cells of our body and surroundings. When the natural rhythm, the vibration or harmony is disrupted in the body, disease and disorders arise. However, when the vibrations of the Vedic sound is induced within the bodies by chanting mantras or by listening to the mantras, the cells of our body respond to that vibration. They resonate with that pure, holy vibration of the mantras so that the harmony in the body can be restored. This could be demonstrated by a short video where you can see how the sound vibrations rearrange the particles of sand to form regular artistic patterns in different ways in the short video. Thank you for that. So the sound produced here is not anything else other than the primordial sound Om, played at a different pitch, low and high. From this, what we understand is that the power of the sound Om has the potential to change patterns of sand particles scattered on the plate. This explains how the sound vibration of Vedic mantras, or Om, emanated from temple bells can have a positive impact on the particles or molecules of our body, as well as the surroundings, such as air we breathe, water we drink, and food we eat, and bring the positive changes. Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba says that the Vedic mantra has a divine vibration which interacts with the human body, mind, and soul. When the mantra is chanted with proper intonation and correct pronunciation, the 65 divine forces that are latent in man become manifest. The divine force that emerges out of the human beings merges in the sound nada, of the cosmos and assumes the form of the universal consciousness. This neither is Veda. No doubt, even listening to the recitation of the Vedas is itself capable of purifying your mind. It is Shabda Brahman, or otherwise known as cosmic sound. Sound is the first attribute of God. Shabda Brahman is all-pervasive. The sound of the Vedas is highly sacred. Vedas must be chanted with grandeur so that the sound can be properly heard. Since it spreads in the atmosphere, it ensures well-being here and hereafter. The outstanding feature of the Vedas lies in the fact that the sound of the mantras by itself, when chanted, has a meaning apart from the words. Every mantra has its own sound vibration or resonance pattern, similar to how different sound produce different patterns from the video scene. Correct pronunciation and proper intonation of the chant generates the resonance pattern that refine, recharge, and rejuvenate the body, mind, emotions, and intellect of the chanter and the ardent listener. I finish my talk with Swami's quote. Swami says, "The environment and the elements should be pure to ensure purity of heart. The cause of this pollution lies nowhere else except in our own actions. Whatever words we utter spread to the entire atmosphere. We can purify the atmosphere of the world by chanting the Vedas and singing the glory of God. So let us all become the vibrating energy fields by chanting Veda to bring a change in us as well as in the world." Sairam, everyone. Next, we have a thrilling skit by young adults. It is very much appreciated that, despite with their busy schedule and Guru Purnima activities, that they have come forward to do this presentation. Participants are Brother Karthik, Brother Abhishek, Sister Yadusha, Sister Amrita, and Sister Diksha. Let us welcome our young adults. Please take to the stage. Thank you.
Are you ready for the debate?
Sure am. Vedam is great. I've been learning it with my family since I was a child. But is it the most important thing? Is it really Swami's mission? I don't think so.
Exactly.
Sairam, sis, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling confident.
Probably because you chanted the Purusha Suktam this morning.
Yeah, you know me pretty well.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 3 of our spirituality class here at Sri Sathya Sai College for Young Adults. Today, we will be having our debate on whether young adults should involve themselves wholeheartedly in the Vedas. For the past few weeks, I have asked you to gather in your respective teams and prepare for today's debate. When you are all ready, the affirmative side can begin.
Sairam, everyone. I feel good today. I feel calm, peaceful, awake, and ready for the day. All around me, I feel peace and the absence of unnecessary noise. But do you know why? It's because every single day for the past several years, I have chanted the Purusha Suktam, the Rudram, or at least some other Veda to start my day. Sometimes just the Mantra Pushpam. You may scoff, but it is single-handedly the thing that brings me peace of mind and allows me to access that part of my brain which can achieve that superconsciousness. As we know well, Swami is the Veda Mata, the mother of Vedas, the Veda Purusha, the Veda Maya, which means he is the Veda himself, and the Veda Vedya, he who can be realized and attained through the Vedas. The meaning of the word mantra comes from the Sanskrit language, where man means mind, and tra, which addresses protection, control, or wisdom. Thus, we obtain instruments to guide or to protect our mind. As Swami's devotees and the ones who are working to attain that godliness, can we really afford to oppose Swami's own words? Swami's mission? We are his doers, so the Vedas we shall do. Sairam.
Thank you, Diksha. Negative side, what do you have to say to this?
Sairam, everyone. All of this may be true. We all learned the Vedas when we were in SSC, when we were younger and had so much more time on our hands. But now, who has the time? We have bhajan practices, YA activities, service activities, and so many other responsibilities in our lives. Let's be honest, we barely have the time in the day to meditate for 5 minutes. So how can we possibly chant long Vedas every day? There are other things in our spiritual journeys that can bring us peace of mind and a high level of consciousness. Bhajans and service are two of the biggest examples. We are no longer kids. We are Swami's young adults, and we believe, above all else, that he will understand our disinterest in pursuing the Vedas. We have more important work to do. Thank you.
So, you don't have time. How interesting. Forgive me, brothers, but I find that hard to believe. Last year, when I was busy at work and missing Bhajans weekly, you are the ones who offered me this sage wisdom. You will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. Hearing this, I decided I wanted to make the time for Bhajans. Similarly, we argue that the Vedas are something we must make time for. As young adults, it is more important than ever that we stay involved and chant daily. Veda Purusha Sapta Yajna was initiated by our Swami in October 1961. Following that, in 1962, Veda learning was introduced in schools and colleges. In September 2003, Veda chanting was introduced during darshan. Everything is embedded with Vedic chants. Human beings did not write the Vedic mantras. They were received from the divine source in deep states of meditation. In the yoga's contemplative tradition, when you recite mantras, you connect directly with the yogic tradition and the particular divine energy revealed through the mantra's vibration. So, you are connecting with the roots of yoga, and you connect with something that is incredibly old, pure, and powerful. Connecting with this kind of energy can only bring us closer to Swami and bring us closer to attaining inner peace. Let's not fight this truth. Thank you.
Great start, everyone. Let's take a short break while I tabulate the scores, and then we can continue.
Hey, I'm a bit confused. I don't know how we're going to continue.
Me too. The sisters have made strong points. We are Swami's young adults. If we aren't giving importance to the Vedas, then why are we ignoring his mission?
All right, look, I have an idea. This might be a shock to the teacher, but I think it's a great idea.
All right, everyone, let's commence.
Everyone, we have come to a consensus. We have decided to change our minds. As simple as that. Teacher, you asked us to argue the side that we believe in most. A few weeks ago, when this assignment was set, we believed that is the most important and beneficial as the Vedas might be. It is simply not something we can devote so much time to. But now, thanks to the sisters, we see light. So, we are going to argue our new opinion. We have been taking for granted what Vedam chanting can give us. It balances the energy in our bodies. It creates a vibration in the environment unlike any other. and it calms our minds. As young adults, we need that more than ever. Our lives are busy. We're learning new things. We are struggling through doubts, regrets, and confusion. Chanting the Vedas can help us to ease our mind and lead us to a state of serenity. As we know, Swami advises the chanting of Omkar 21 times in the early morning. This discipline he encourages is so that we can finally attain Atma. Swami has summarized the Veda in one sentence. Realize the same Atma that is residing in you and is the same in all beings, everywhere. The same Atma pervades. And so, when we chant the Vedas with conviction and discipline, we are progressing his mission. We are purifying the atmosphere of our world.
Thank you, brother. However, we need to stress an important point that our sisters missed. There is a misconception that the only way to support Swami's mission is by chanting Vedam. But this is untrue, and this misunderstanding must be eradicated. Not everyone will have the affinity to chant Vedam. People are different. We should not force anyone to chant. Those who like to chant can chant, and those who don't find other ways to engage in this mission. Vedam is wisdom, knowledge, and this knowledge is found in the Upanishads and other scriptures. This knowledge is about the ultimate reality. Most people do not understand that this knowledge is found in the Vedas. If a person reads and understands the Upanishads, then he is enlightened. That knowledge is hidden, and which is the essence of the Vedas.
The first step is to study what Vedas are. Therefore, those who don't have any affinity to chant can start studying the Upanishads or the Bhagavad Gita, and dive deeper into knowing about the ultimate reality of the world. They can search and study about how glorious Vedas are. This could be brought to the awareness of people. Glory of Vedas can be brought out. Furthermore, young adults like us can support Veda Poshanam by organizing workshops, study circles, and even conferences. We can all act as a team and play our parts.
I'm surprised and thoroughly impressed. Sisters, please deliver your concluding address.
The Vedas are immeasurable, unrivaled, and filled with bliss. Veda is derived from the verb vid, which means to know. Knowledge of the Supreme Veda. Knowledge of the Supreme is Veda. It represents Atma-jnana, knowledge of the Spirit, Brahma-jnana, knowledge of the universal consciousness, and Advaita-jnana, knowledge of the one that subsumes the many.
As young adults, we have many responsibilities, and they will only continue to grow. But if we live this life of spirituality with no regard to the importance and benefits of the Vedas, we are not only ignoring Swami's mission, but we are missing an essential step to attaining our collective goal, to become one with Swami. And with that, we close.
Thank you, Jai Sairam.
Thank you very much, young adults. Let's give another big round of applause, please. Thank you. Next, we're going to hear the experiences of Aunty Latha in her Vedic journey. She is an ideal mother guiding her children in this divine path along with her. She is a very good Veda chanter, participating in the Sai Vedavani programs. We are so eager to hear from her. May I call upon Aunty Latha. Thank you.
Om Shri Sairam, everyone. Can we all chant together Maha Mrityunjaya mantra before I start my talk? Om Trimbagaya Jamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrityormukshiyamamritat yete sahasramayutam pashamrityo martyaya hantave Tani yajnasya mayaya sarvana vayajamahe Mrityave swaha Mrityave swaha Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Sairam to the Swami and everyone present here today. Firstly, I'd like to express my gratitude to Swami for giving us this beautiful opportunity to get us all together to reflect on Vedam, which is the nourishing nectar of this universe and allows us to nourish the Sai in everyone and everything. In addition, by His grace, I hope to be able to retroactively talk about my journey into the Vedam chanting and how it has impacted me. It began for the purpose of Swami Kosam, for Swami in this form. When I came to know that Swami strongly recommended Vedam chanting for each one of us, there was a desire that ignited in me and propelled me to go and start the process at once. It also happened to come to me when I needed it the most to fortify my mind and my faith. I had seen learning Vedam chanting is predominantly the male task, as my family members and people around me indicated that it is meant for men. Thus, I had not fully looked into it. But as we all know, Swami provides us with opportunities and means to anything that we truly deserve when the time is right. When I had a sudden urge to learn Vedam, a golden opportunity provided itself in the form of Uncle Muruga. He was coming to Shirdi Sai temple every weekend and he was teaching Vedam. From there, I heard from him the dream that he had about Swami, where Swami told him that you have to study Vedam for me. In that dream, Swami was seated in the chair. He appeared in a lifeless form, rising slowly from that state, calling uncle, and told him, in his ears, as though he was giving mantra upadesham. It almost paralleled, actually speaking, at that time, I was listening to a lot of Bhagavatam lectures and Satsang. Where the bhakti in the form of a young girl appeared with her two children. Who are they? Jnana and Vairagya. They were appearing in an old, frail form. This was actually encountered by Narada Maharishi. This was to indicate that Jnana and Vairagya were declining and Maya was in rise. This almost parallel to the current situation that Dharma is declining and I had a feeling, or I interpreted Swami's dream for Uncle Muruga, that Swami is appearing in this form to indicate that the dharma is declining. This further motivated me to learn chanting Vedam and be part of Swami's mission of Dharma Sthapana. From that time, Uncle has been committed, sincere, and devoted in learning Vedam and teaching the same. When I heard about this, I took it as though this message was for me. It just seemed too convenient to say that this was all coincidence, that I wanted to learn Vedam and this opportunity is appearing for me to do so. I would take my children regularly to the temple. No matter what, I tried to make this opportunity at the most. I found that they picked up, I made my children to sit and chant regularly along with me. I found my children were picking up quite quickly and easily. Thus further reinforced that this was truly Swami making all our paths to converge on the specific direction. Swami organized it beautifully for me, and Swami implanted a deep feeling of sincerity in me for learning Vedam. And he showed me the right people at the right time, like Uncle Muruga and Brother Achyuta. Swami also created opportunities for me to effectively utilize the time available and also the technology available. One of those days, actually I started listening to the Vedam tutor when I was driving, and I was trying to practice it, utilizing the time when I was waiting for my daughter to be picked up from the classes, and I'll turn the Bluetooth on and listen to the tutor and practice it along with it. And I made it as a point, like that was my priority. As much as I can, I wanted to learn at that time. One of those days, I even ended up draining the car battery, keeping the Bluetooth on. That was a very cold winter night. So this is how I was just prioritizing and chanting intensely and encouraging my children to do the same. It has been about more than 7 years since I started learning Vedam. Those who said that women should not be chanting Vedam, they were all impressed to see the changes in me. I became more positive, more confident, more intuitive, and energetic, more clarity in thinking, increased positivity coming into my life, children being well taken care of, more prompting to show the direction in my life by attaining material, physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. All this seemed to pile up and accelerated after starting to learn Vedam. Faith and love in Swami made this possible for me. As the saying goes, where there is a will, there is a way. Faith in Swami made me feel the desire and willingness to learn Vedam. The willingness to practice his teaching was the only requirement from this body for Swami to enter the door for actions. Swami has said that each person has their own karma mala, and everyone is on their own paths and journey. I feel as though the love and faith in Swami that I cultivated with his grace is just enough to reach wherever that I have to. In that, Vedam chanting is a key to open the door to reach the goal. I can slowly feel the subtle changes in me. I am able to feel my thoughts, words, and deeds are getting more aligned. And in those moments that they stray, I'm able to catch it cognitively before they stray too far. Furthermore, after a while into learning and chanting Vedam, something really beautiful and profound happened to me. Swami answered my prayer beautifully. I was chanting Rudram almost every day. I wrote a letter to Swami. Swami, I want to feel you in me. I had this narrow perception that Swami was mainly this physical form. I found it hard at times to detach from that. Swami answered my prayer, resonating beautifully from my nabhi to spiritual heart, and echoing 3 times in his own voice, I was able to hear from my heart. Your body is Brahmaloka, Brahmaloka, Brahmaloka. And he revealed and made me feel that he is the doer of everything. This beautiful feeling of experience continued for more than 20 minutes. I still vividly remember the date and time. It was 2017, after a few years of Swami's Mahasamadhi. And it was on August 10th at 11:30 p.m. I started being more consciously living from that time. This allowed me to truly feel what must be the Atma separate from body and mind. This slowly enabled me to meditate on this beautiful feeling of experience. We all are familiar with the saying that if we take 1 step towards Swami, Swami takes 100 steps towards us. And furthermore, he will take 1,000 invisible and silent steps in your direction. Like this, the willingness to learn and chant Vedam, to follow his instructions, was enough for him to take my hands in his and pave the entire path. What a compassion and kindness. This universal mother is waiting to shower on us. I am able to slowly trend towards believing Swami is not only this form, and that every form is Swami's form, and the whole universe is Swami. So this beautiful experience, I don't have words to express my gratitude for Swami for making me feel or experience him in me. After this experience, my faith and confidence became even stronger to continue chanting Vedam. Intellectually, I was aware that our body is temple of God. But when Swami spoke from within, I experienced him within myself. From then, the saga of looking for God outside ceased, and I felt myself going inwards. With Swami's grace, I hope I am able to experience that non-duality throughout. Thus, chanting Vedam slowly enabling me to meditate and move from form to formless, or I should say, enabling me to consider seeing Swami in everyone and everything. Swami says, you can't comprehend the divine without giving up attachment to forms. You cannot be the seer without giving up the seeing. I have to point out one thing here, that when I started chanting Vedam, I never expected anything out of it. I just did Swami for Swami. But the bigger picture of seeing Swami in myself or feeling Swami in myself and Swami in everyone, which is the ultimate goal, is slowly being revealed. Swami says Vedam gives knowledge of everything in the universe. As I continue chanting with sincerity and devotion, the meaning is gradually being revealed. When it's the right time, the meaning will be revealed through various means, either by book, or by someone's action, or by some experience. Sometimes it may appear in my mental sphere automatically when I start doing the meditation early in the morning. As I chant and learn about the Vedas, I'm able to feel like I'm drawn to its deeper meaning. For an example, Sa Ekaha in Brahmanandavalli takes away the fear and shows me the light illuminating in the darkness to dispel our worries. When everything is one, why should we fear? Sri Narasimha Gayatri reminds me of Prahallada's Sharanagati and motivates me to desire for total surrender. Maha Mrityunjaya Stotram reminds me to practice detachment. And when I chant Surya Upanishad, I feel connected to the values of the sun shining on everyone and everything without any difference or prejudice, and how it's in its nature to not discriminate or judge, just like it should be in our own inherent nature. Throughout the day, it also reminds me to follow those values at work, which allows me to serve as a manager that Swami would be in approval of, following love all, serve all. As I learn Vedam, I am able to feel the value of our tradition, how rich it is, and how it gives me everything I need for this life. Swami's teachings are the essence of Vedam. Swami wants us to learn Vedam. Swami says, even if you do not know the exact meaning of it, it is enough if we chant with devotion. We will get peace and prosperity and spiritual upliftment. Also, Swami says chanting Rudram will keep us Bhadram. We experienced it as a family, how we were protected in various instances as we chanted Rudram regularly. As I chant, I used to get very stressed and worried about chanting perfectly. One Saturday, as I was waiting for my turn to chant, I was looking at the flowers in the garden and realized that they were not expecting anyone to appreciate them. They were just existing, spreading their love, doing their duty. They existed without the presence of an ego, and this prompted something within me, working towards the fact that I had no reason to be nervous to chant as long as I did my duty and left the rest to Swami. From that day, my fear of chanting started fading away. I try and practice as much as possible and let Swami chant through me. Additionally, Swami allowed for extra practices through the Ekadasa Rudram chanting, facilitating opportunities to increase my fluency and confidence in chanting. Once again, all I had was the yearning and desire to learn, and Swami went above and beyond to ensure that it happened. Additionally, I always felt that I can do better with involving myself in service activities. Swami showed me that Vedam chanting is one of the best service activities. Using this body as an instrument, chanting Vedam spreads the beautiful vibration in the air, which is benefiting the whole world, in fact, benefiting the whole universe. Thanks to Swami, in our Vedam teachers who are getting this Vedam movement happening successfully. As Swami says, self-confidence is the foundation. I am gaining self-confidence that I am Atma and creating a strong foundation of life purpose, thereby gaining self-satisfaction, which is slowly allowing me to self-sacrifice. I am sure self-realization is not so far as long as Swami is within myself. How beautiful it is. I don't have to walk away from my duties. I can continue working and looking after the children. Just sit at home comfortably in front of my beautiful Swami's altar in my convenient time, learning to chanting Vedam. And while I'm driving to work, I can chant without wasting any of my time in a day. This gives me maximum satisfaction of fulfilling my duties, at the same time serving our Lord. Thus, I have simply started learning to chant for Swami Kosam, Swami in physical form, which showed the Swami in myself, through which I'm slowly learning to see Swami in everyone and everything. The days that I follow this beautiful truth of Swami in everyone and everything gives me immense bliss and joy throughout the day without much effort. If we want to look at our face clearly through the mirror, it has to be clean with no dust or grime. Similarly, to feel the inner self, we have to have a purified mind, rid of all impurities and negativity. This is possible through chanting Vedam. When I see the SSC children chanting Vedam, I can see that the future generation is going to be brighter and more beautiful. They are incredibly lucky, and the parents are equally blessed. I have strong faith that more and more children and young adults are going to be inspired by Swami to learn chanting Vedam, and in turn will further spread this divine energy throughout the world. Let us all harness the potential of Vedic mantras and chant our way to a good health and a bountiful life. Thank you. Jai Sairam.
Thank you very much, Aunty Latha. Now we're going to introduce our silent workers of Swami's mission by Uncle Muruga. Uncle Muruga has actively served in many roles in the Sai organization and is currently teaching Vedam and inspiring center members to join. He is also currently coordinating the Sai Vedavani program on Saturdays and Sundays. I call upon Uncle Muruga. Thank you.
First of all, my humble pranam at the Lotus Feast of Bhagavan. Because now I am a bit nervous because we have heard very vibrant speeches from children as well as adults. So I am an old man, slow in everything. Therefore, so today's program actually is the culmination of Vedavani program. If there is no Vedavani, we, the children, youths, adults, wouldn't have clung together as a Vedic family. So Vedavani is the one which brought all of us together and gave the inspiration for the children to learn and chant Vedam. Not only that, with that, they are able to gather the understanding and about the glory of the Vedam. Veda Poshanam is avataric mission, no doubt, that already people said. We should not think that chanting Vedam is the only way to propagate Vedam. That is one way. As they have mentioned, chanting, not all the people have the affinity. But if the children are engaged in learning, all can chant. But after grown, we may not have the affinity. But it doesn't mean, Swami said even to me, you have to study Vedic for me. Not, he said, you have to chant Vedam for me. You have to study Vedic. At that time, I didn't know what Vedic, why Swami didn't ask me to chant Vedam. He told me to study Vedic for me. He is asking for me. Who is he? Why, as Sister mentioned, at that time he was without life. Then only he came and called, you have to study Vedic for me. He told, you have to study Vedic for me. Mandravadesham. Vedic scriptures. You don't need to chant, you can study Vedam. Vedam contains all the knowledge actually. Therefore, studying Vedam will enlighten us. That will pave the way for enlightenment. Not only chanting, studying Vedam. Because if you study Upanishad, straight away. By chanting Vedam can cleanse the individual and the surrounding. That is true. By chanting Vedam, we can cleanse ourselves and also the surroundings and the atmosphere. Everything we can chant, we can cleanse. Not all have the affinity, that already covered. Whatever skill people endowed with could be used for foster Vedam. So whatever the skill you have, today's event if you take, different people have different skill, all came together, this happened. Any event is like that. Therefore, propagation of Vedam, if I can't chant, you can study the glory of the Vedam. First, actually, we should know how glorious the Vedam is. If we know the glory only, we will go and study the Vedam. Now, at the moment, we don't know the value of the Vedam. Value of the Vedam. It is, you have to go and search internet and find out what the Western scholars have said about the Vedam. Then you can come back. First study the glory of the Vedam, then learn the Vedam. Learn the Vedam, not only chanting, you go and study the Vedam scriptures. What are the scriptures? Again, where should this Veda Poshanam happen? Is it outside? We have to do that. We have to take it in. Poshanam, we have to take it in. Because the scriptures and the Vedam are already in the libraries, in books. So we have to take that in, then only the Veda Poshanam can happen. So we ourselves have to do individually. Then only we can share that with the others. First step is to learn Vedam scriptures. For the first step is to study Vedic literature. Literature, even if you take Bhagavad Gita, that's the essence of Vedas now. If you know Bhagavad Gita, then everything is known. We can go straight to liberation. Then bring this knowledge up. Then we can bring the knowledge to the public or share with our family members or outsiders. Another thing, if we don't take this Veda Poshanam, or if we don't study ourselves, then how we can pass this knowledge to our next generation? The link is broken because the books are in the library, still there. All the Vedas are there. Not all the Vedas, a lot of Vedas are lost. But they are in the library. If we don't study, then how can I tell to my granddaughter? How can I tell to my son? The link is broken. They won't get that knowledge actually. So if this Vedic culture has to continue, it is our duty to learn. Not necessarily chanting, learn the glory and the Vedas and pass the message to the next generation. Otherwise, we are breaking the link. Then we are thinking studying Vedam is for some welfare of the world. Now, studying Vedam is for ourselves only, for the benefit of ourselves, for the salvation of ourselves, to get liberated. How? Jnana, through wisdom. All the knowledge is in there. Though it paves the path how to escape the cycle of birth and death. So if we study the Veda, we know the path for salvation. So it is for our own sake only. Swami doesn't need the Vedam. He is Veda Purusha. He is Vedam itself. Vedam is for our own salvation only. As already covered in Skit, all can take part in this Veda Poshanam according to their own skill. So we can organize the workshop, we can organize a studies group, we can just learn Vedam and chant. So many ways. Even if we can't do that, we can support that one. We can listen to that. No time is not an excuse actually, because because we can listen to the Vedam while we are driving actually. Rather than listening to so many things, this one we can listen during the time. First we must get the taste, then we can learn. So ultimately, first let us know the glory. Then let us start studying. That's all. That's what I like to say. With that, I want to conclude that. And thank you all for your support and help for organizing this event. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Uncle Muruga.
Om Tat Sat Arati Purushottama Guru Sita Buddha Sanda Vinayaka Savita Pavagadu Savita Pavagadu Brahmastatu Yaga Shakti Pita Prabhu Rudra Vishnu Rama Krishna Rahim Tao Rahim Tao Vasudeva Go Vishwarupa Chidananda Harito Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Pati Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Sashivadana Shikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate Ashrita Kalpalatika Ashrita Kalpalatika Avat Pandava Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Mata Pita Guru Deva Mumariyan Tayunive Swami Mariyan Tayunive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Narendra Sayana Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Omkara Rupa Jasvi O Sai Mahadeva Sathya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Arati Andko Mangala Arati Andko Mandara Giridhari Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Shanti 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 Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka